So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to take a quick look at Loki's newest augment, Savior Decoy. Savior Decoy is unsurprisingly an augment for Loki's Decoy, and it can be bought if you're the rank of Maxim under the Arbiters of Hexes or the rank of Exalted under Red Veil, and it costs 25,000 standing. The way this augment works is if you have your Decoy out and you take lethal damage that would otherwise kill you, you will swap places with your Decoy and your Decoy will die instead of you. It will also give you a couple of seconds of invulnerability, which is pretty nice, but it will put the effect on a 60-second cooldown. And just a little cherry on top, it increases the casting speed of Decoy by 50% as well, so you can get it out faster. Now, let's not beat around the bush. I think this augment is pretty bad, because you are giving up a mod slot for an augment that has a 1-minute cooldown and gives survivability to a frame that doesn't really need it. On top of that, you won't be able to use your Decoy to distract enemies anymore, because the Decoy is incredibly squishy, and if you put it in the middle of a room, it will most likely die before you do, so you have to find a spot where the enemies can't see it so it stays up for its entire duration. And as I've said already, I don't think Loki needs more survivability, because you can just go invisible so the enemies don't know where you are, or you can use Irradiating Disarm and make the enemies beat the crap out of each other. Now, I can see Savior Decoy being used as sort of an oh crap button. For example, when you re-stealth in a bad spot and something like a Hayeka Master or a Bombard sees you and they just start training you, you can then throw down the Decoy so it eats the damage and dies instead of you. But it's sort of I'm gonna find a nice spot where the enemies can't see the Decoy, so if I die, I'm gonna swap my places with the Decoy, but I have to go back to that spot every minute sort of button? Not really. And I get it, right? It can be hard to come up with an augment for an ability like Decoy, because what do you make it do? Like, do you make it reflect damage? That's boring. Do you allow people to have 2 decoys? That's kind of boring as well. But after thinking about it for a little bit, I think I came up with a pretty cool augment, or at least I think so. So what if the Decoy augment made your Decoy mirror your Radial Disarm cast? So if you have your Decoy out and you cast Radial Disarm, your Decoy will cast Radial Disarm as well. It wouldn't be something that you run on every build, it wouldn't be something that you run all the time, but it would have its uses. It would be pretty cool for larger tile sets, it would allow you to not invest as much into power range, and there would also be an element of skill, because you have to find the sweet spot. If you put the Decoy somewhere where it's not gonna die, but it's not gonna hit enemies, it's kind of useless, so you would have to find a good spot for the Decoy where it's not gonna die immediately, but it's also gonna hit enemies with Radial Disarm. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, and I would love to know what you guys think about it. But I digress. As I've said already, I do not like this augment, and I wouldn't really recommend it, because honestly, the only time that I die on Loki is when I either screw up and I run out of energy, or I re-stealth in a bad spot, or from really unpredictable stuff, you know, stuff like this, where something goes boom and you die. But then again, it is just an augment, so if you have one of the 2 syndicates, you might as well just pick the augment up and try it out for a little bit, and maybe you will find a use for it. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.